Okay, guys, just thought I might do a quick review of the two meetings on Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll start with the Melbourne Cup meeting in Hobart. I think there was actually a few worth following from here. The first was over the mile for the maidens. I think General Sussex only won narrowly. I think there was a lot more merit in the win than it actually looked. I think Dead Set pulled up when it hit the front and got going again. So I think he'll be winning better races over this type of trip. Fancy dance on us as usual. If I leave one to follow out of the race, Kandahar probably went it a bit better than it first appears. Probably, if we look at the overall time, like they've virtually gone about 2 lengths slower than they did in the last race, in a much higher grade of race, but they ran the last 600 12 lengths slower. So he was actually working in the first 300 or 400 metres to gain a position whilst they were running that quick time. So, if you think that just Boxer Frogs led in the last race, he would have been like 8 to 10 lengths in front of Boxer Frogs after 700 or 800 metres. So, and if we look, I think General Sussex, Fancy Dan's and Teddy's Fault virtually settled fourth last, third last, second last. So, and Kandahar was the only survivor of the on-speed brigade. So, yeah, I think it was Zip and A, Pink Eyes Pride, Copper Alley Bay, the others going with him. Like they all got beaten near 10 lengths. So, I think Kandahar over this trip might pick one up shortly. The second, must say it wasn't the prettiest ride in the world from David Perez, but summed it up pretty well. It wasn't going to get in and they were going quickly, so he just bided his time and sat wide. He didn't try and improve whilst they were flying, and just made his move as soon as the speed slackened. He just had a lap on them. Definitely going to win again. Pompon, very good debut. GG's Liberty was one who was in a good position and then virtually got held up from the 600 to the 300 and lost its position and worked the line okay. So similar race, going to be competitive going forward. The third, I don't want to watch this again. Obviously Solomon's Song was unlucky over the last 100 metres, but there's a couple of others here I think that went unbelievably well. Most notably Fascinating Lady. It was a good old-fashioned slaughter job. We're only race 3. We'll just go and watch it. See, computer's just going slowly. The basketball going. Just
go.
So if we're just watching this, it's like draws out wide here and just gets used the entire race. Well, I could slot it in there. Watch this entire race, so it's got every right to drop dead. Like it's still 4 wide burning. And now 3 wide, and like the other two, both horses in front are well in the market, and gives them windburn at the top of the straight. See, like Solomon's Song was unlucky late, but he's had a dream run. I don't think there's any doubt this should have won. Fascinating Lady. Yeah, just it's got every right to drop dead, but it's dug deep and virtually fought everything off, bar about the only Royston car also didn't back for the week, Lady Jane, so gone enormous. I'll actually go back a bit as well. The other horse in the race should have won, like it's the horse you want to be on here, Gaznia. It's fair dinkum travelling better than anything. Leaders back in the yellow colours. Run closes, loses all momentum. Virtually comes out 6 horses with no. You see the horse outside's got full momentum, and if you know Gaznia, he's on speed, keeps rolling. I think so. Whilst if we watch that, so the last 100 metre, we'll just go So you can see Solomon Song's unlucky. He would have won if the gap came, but I think the two in the race that probably deserve greater merit for their performances are Fascinating Lady and Gasney. I think both of them will be winning very shortly. 2 mile race, we can leave that one alone. We don't get too many of them, obviously. The 5th, the Captain, Honest in front. Rest had their chance, but Hyperbole wasn't done too many favours when Apriano came off the fence when it was gone and shoved it wide on the turn. So fair argument, probably might have got up and won, but probably just got as well as each other, the first two. 6, they dead set jog trotted early. Turtle's Nest was good to see. Shuji showed a lot of initiative, just working forward. Everyone else grabbed hold, nothing wanted to go forward. They settled first and second and ran that. Keysamer was super, but that's Keysamer. He'll send you broke. But surely his turn has to come soon. He's just low flying. Just got held up behind horses taking him nowhere and flew the last 150 metres. And in the last, as I said, like they're in the last 635.16. They went 37.27 in the first. So that's what I said, like they've gone 12 lengths quicker the last 600 and the overall time's identical. So it just shows how easy Boxer Frog's got to do early. So Tad flattered in winning. East End is the one. Like he needs like 2,000 metres to get warm. So it was a great return run by him. So yeah, so just confirming then, the ones worth following were East Ender. Old Keysamer will keep him in. And the 2 out of this race, Fascinating Lady will make the 1 from the meeting to follow, and Gasnier. And Kandahar in the first. So, and if we look at Launceston on Wednesday night, the first Mandela Effect was super in defeat. Erardi, time was good. First use of the track on the inside, but obviously got very good early speed. It's one here that actually caught the eye. It looks like it needs a mile minimum, but Gradius or Gracious, I'm not too sure how we pronounce it, but its last 200 or 300 metres of the race was as good as anything. So I think we might go and have a look at it. So here it is here, in the green and gold colours. See, it's just not getting warm, but it's worth just watching its last 200. No, it's first up. So you can see it's sort of held up for a couple of strides there. And charges home. It's still for a mile, but still worth throwing in the black book. But obviously, Mandela Effect was super in defeat. Second act's pretty similar to race 1. Like Axion looked very unlucky not to win. Ella, plenty of merit. You see the beating the rest clearly, even though Axion probably should have beaten it. Ella's still beating the best by 3.5 lengths. Western Front's one who worked home all right at big odds. The third, first 2 probably the best runs in the race. Fourth, not much between these. GG's top notch, had everything pan out perfectly. Set 4 back the fence, heavens opened at the top of the straight, didn't lose momentum. If you go like Hugo and concentrate with 2 horses on the fence in front of it, and they were both held up without momentum when the gaps finally came, so they've probably all gone as well as each other. But Magnassa was 3 deep, no cover the trip, so probably the run of the race without doubt. The 5th, Wesley Hayes won narrowly, but it was a very, very good win. Blew the start, got gassed early to race handy, there to be beaten and fought them off, so obviously only won narrowly, but still plenty of merit in it. Niski, stablemate of Gracious, but probably should have won, to be honest. Mariah's a Magic, I like the textures going through her. I think she's just one of those. She was 3 deep, no cover, but she's just one of those horses. If it doesn't pan out perfectly, I don't think probably needs a barrier. I'll put it that way. Goodbye Lonesome. Come back a different horse this time in. Never looked like being beaten. As soon as he up outside the leader, I wished I had 3 times as much on. Trophy legs, super honest. No doubt should have finished a lot closer. And you can see that Global Princess was good, and they beat the rest by panels, the first 3. So, and in the 7th, funny race this, in that they didn't run home too quickly and not much made ground apart from the second and third horses. Rossover got held up a little bit, but Wayun is obviously the one who's going forward towards staying trips. And in the last, Biscay Barb, Moorcroft super honest on speed, striking prospects, savage the line as always. So we'll make the ones to follow from this meeting. It's not, as I said, I like a few from Hobart, not too many from this meeting. Niski's always a bit of a gunner, so even though he probably should have won. Like Magnassa, it's a tough grade this, like, yeah, so won't sort of throw him in. Both of them, like, wasn't the strongest maid in the world, even though the first 2 went well. Axion's pretty well found. I'm just going to throw out a couple of bolters. As I said, Gracious going forward. Needs a mile though. And Western Front's one, like, he ran at $61. Made good ground. So, I just think that he'll likely go around. He's not going to sort of start too short in the back of a 6th. So we'll get sort of very backable odds next time and worth a few bucks as a bolter. But the ones to follow from the weekend, I think the ones I'm keenest on are both out of the same race. On Tuesday, Fascinating Lady and Gaznia. And I was taken with my old mate Keith Samur again, but I'm that far in with him, I'm virtually have to follow him anyway. So anyway, that's just the wrap up of 2 meetings in 2 days. Like, we haven't got another meeting until next Wednesday night, which should be bumper fields there actually. So until then, guys, we'll wrap it up, and yeah, not too much else to add. So thanks again.